The award is something that we've been working towards for a long time. And it's called the FE Effectiveness Index, and it's a global ranking on all the advertising agencies and where they rank in terms of their effectiveness. So the FEs is a global organization. They have an awards event in different continents. So you'll have Europe, you'll have Latin America, Asia Pacific, Middle East, North Africa. And for the Middle East and North Africa, FP7 has been the agency as well as the entire network of the year for the last 3 years. So 2014, 15, and 16. But what they do in the end is they calculate, after all the awards have been handed out, they calculate by the number of points. And our number of points were higher than anybody else. So for the first time, we have gotten to the top of the list in the rankings as the world's most effective agency. Last year we came in at number 2. And the year before at number 7. So it's something that we've been really, really fighting hard for, and I'm so glad that we're here. FEs represents effectiveness in advertising. And it's a global body, a global organization that's quite renowned. At least in our industry, it's very well respected and credible. We were number 1. Number 2 was an agency out of Colombia. What made us win this award? I think it's because we put a high emphasis on 2 things. One is a partnership with our clients. It takes 2 hands to clap, and without them, you cannot win effectiveness awards. You have to build a case study that demonstrates audited results, and those results are usually held with the client. So it really shows on one side something is working really well between agency and client, and that's something I'm very, very proud of. The second part is we've always had it in our plans we've always strategically poised ourselves to know and understand our part of the world better than anybody else. And the only way to do that is through really keeping tabs on the consumer and what drives them and what motivates them. And we spend a lot of time, energy, and in fact we've just done a huge piece of research that we conducted with over 30,000 participants across 14 countries in our region, in our part of the world, so that we can learn about those little things, those little triggers that really motivate consumers. And when you tie that up with your brands, it resonates very strongly. We've also been very lucky to have incredibly brave clients that trust us and have really worked hard with us to achieve this. So this year, Coca-Cola came out as in the Middle East and North Africa as the marketer of the year, and one of our local brands, Emirates MBD, came out as brand of the year. So it's very rewarding when your clients are winning along with you, and are just this is really for them more than it is for anything else. It's not about just demonstrating creative muscle, although without that you don't win these. You have to be creative, but your creative has to work and be effective. So it's really something that honors the relationship between agency and client. The challenges in our industry are really that over the years we are really required to push ourselves to be more efficient in the way that we manage our business. We're a people business. Budgets are not getting bigger and bigger and bigger, so we have to just be more and more efficient. So I think that's one of the toughest challenges. The second challenge, and I always say it, is that we're in a very competitive landscape, marketplace. We did a great job, but all the agencies out there are really good, and they're doing really great work and really putting up a strong challenge for us and us for them. So in that way, I think it's very healthy, but you hold on to the biggest thing you need to do is make sure that you retain your clients and grow and build new relationships. And the way to do that is to really just make sure that you keep delivering on their business. And I guess that's what this award is really all about, is that you keep delivering on their business objectives. Usually you start off with a problem. We're trying to sell more cans of Coke. We're trying to get more banking customers in our premium banking segment. Kind of a problem, whether it's a brand problem or sorry, not a problem, but let's say a challenge, and it's offtake, or so whatever the challenge is, you set yourself goals. And they're quantifiable goals. You are able to measure that once your work has gone out there, what has been the result. The client hangs on to a lot of this information, and they're very open to share it with us most of the time. I see FP7 continually evolving in those next 5 years. I think that the role technology plays today is so drives a lot of the change. I see us, because we're very aware of where we want to be, I see us right there on top. Why? Because we're doing the things we have to do today to make sure that we stay in that position. And it's not easy stuff. It's a lot of change, a lot of change that has to happen in a very considered and thought out way. So I see us evolving and changing, and hopefully helping to define our part of the world and our industry in our part of the world. Our business is all about people. So you bring in the people, and you bring in the talent, and you bring in the knowledge, and you open up the system to be able to absorb it. So when you look around behind, you'll see how many young people are in there, and it's incredible, because it's a generation that we're learning from them versus half the time the other way around. They're so fast with technology, and they know what's happening with it before it even comes out. So you bring in those right people, and then I think on the leadership level, we have a group of very, very driven leaders across our network that are really, really pushing and driving for this change, and that's how it happens, and it happens very, very quickly. It wasn't so long ago where the conversation of digital would come up in every single meeting. What are we doing about digital? Today, it's just an integrated part of everything we do. So it's not what are we doing with digital, it's what is our connections plan, and perhaps those digital, we look at digital as just another way of expressing a message in a different format, in a different, and using it in its best way. So I think that's how we